Hello and good evening. It is the AFL Armchair Advisors coming to you for this round 18 show for the AFL season 2021. I am, of course, your host, Rich of the Armchair Advisors. Joining me, wearing a shirt that is absolutely stinking. It is stinking with the smell of loss. It's stinking with the smell of disappointment, and it's stinking with just the BO of a man who has not taken it off in a good 48 hours. It is an English shirt worn by Sensible Dan. How are you, mate?
Solemn, mate.
Yeah.
I am solemn. It's been a sad week in sport, not just for the England football team, but I have worn the shirt today to respect the Mandem. You know, they're my boys. I'll support them through thick and thin. But there's an air of death this week, isn't there? There
is an air of death. We shall come to the air of death in just a second. Remember it wasn't last week, you weren't in. A couple of weeks back when we did Dummy of the Week and he was slagging off Nick Del Santo for saying corn rolls about, I can't remember whose hair it was, Aaron Hall's maybe, he said corn rolls. When this man next to me said the word mandem just then, like that had to go in the same bracket as that one there, surely.
It's respect for the boys, mate. Mandem.
Did it again. R.I.P. to England. We'll get to that a bit later.
World Cup 2022, baby.
England might be dead, but a man who has resurrected himself just in time for this week's show. He was dead last week. Now he's back in the land of the living. His brain is yet to join us, but he's here in body at least. It's our global field correspondent, Desmond Van Bus. How are you, mate?
I am back, and with all the COVID restrictions last week, it was not the greatest idea to stick my head in the bee's nest, in the hornet's nest, I should say, because I was stung by bees real bad. Real bad. I'm still affected by it, but it's all right. Only half my face is numb.
So you stuck your head in the hornet's nest and got bitten by bees.
Bang.
Interesting.
Thanks for coming.
Big bee bites.
Yep.
The old bumblebee biter.
Jeepers. Why are you wearing a Guernsey? Why are you wearing a crow's Guernsey from the 2000s? What's going on?
I have been stung by hornets, been stung by bumblebees. Every insect with stinger has stung this face, and I thought it was 2000s week this week, so I've buggered it up. So I thought I was going to wear my 2000s Crows Guernsey. It's not even, it's dead week. But to be fair, the Crows season has been dead since about round 2.
It still fits.
It does still fit. It does still fit. This round is round 18, of course. Now, we will be previewing all 9 games of the round. We've got new segments, great segments. We've got new segments. We're going to be rolling them out later on in the show. It is, gentlemen, a solemn experience for everyone. This is funeral round for the AFL. It is funeral round in which we are paying respects to all of those who have passed away at this point of the season, boys, and there is a fair few of them. We're going to be doing an obituary column later on to all of the battlers and teams and individuals and entities who have passed away during this round. But fellas, let's get into it. It's Thursday night footy. I bloody love Thursday night footy.
It is great.
Bloody love Thursday night footy, and this should be a very interesting game between the Fremantle Dockers and the Geelong Cats. Now, Desmond, you've been out for a while. This one's at Optus. Tell me, who do you reckon is getting up?
I like Freo's recent form increase. They were a bit stagnant for the middle part of the season, as we all know. Like, we had backed in Freo and come up on the short side of the Dockers a couple of times this year. But forget I said anything, because the Cats are going to win 1-39. Lock of the week.
Very easy.
Cats 1-39, lock of the week.
He's going early with the lock.
Lock of the week. Cats 1-39. Last time these guys played, it was honestly like, they were playing like in the movie Waterworld. Like, it was just, it was horror. It was the wettest game I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. Oh my, like.
But I remember it vividly because Matty Tab
didn't care.
Did not care. No. Yeah. Usually big men struggled in the wet.
He was superb.
I think he kicked 2 or 3 goals.
Kicked 3,
One from the boundary with a superb around the corner.
So I think it was 2 goals, 4 in the end.
Something like that. It was incredible display in Waterworld, as you suggested.
Yeah. Dreadful conditions.
Cats 1-39. They're real up and down. They're real like seesaw, and just, it's hard to describe. You've got to watch the Cats to understand what I'm trying to say. Is one quarter, they're premiership contenders, killing it. No one can touch their top 3. Far out. Gary Rowan's mark on the weekend, unreal. Like, oh man.
I think similarly of Freo at the minute, to be honest with you. Like, seems like one week they're like, shit, this team could do a bit of damage here. Mm-hmm. The next week it's like, oh, look at you, you're losing to Carlton. Yep. Unbelievable. Yep. Dennis Committee came out in the media earlier in the week and said that he sees Freo overtaking West Coast as the form team in town.
They already have.
Sooner rather than later.
They already have.
It's already there.
Already have, in my opinion.
How many times have Freo lost by 90 points this year?
And how many times have Freo lost to North Melbourne?
Well, exactly.
Boom. Thank you for that. So, I'm interested. Who takes Lob Because Lobb is in career best form at the minute. I think he had, 4 on the weekend? 4 goals, 3, 4 goals, 4.
Doing it
So
easy,
he
mate.
couldn't have an absolute bag.
Which is nice to see.
Sean Darcy killing it. He's the ruckman that Geelong wish they had. And I don't think he's going anywhere now. I heard a few chats that he might have been. I don't think it's happening now. Chera, been released that. He's graduated from tagging school, okay? Turned up, 30 touches, easy as you like. Brayshaw in ripping form. Fife, he played, game 200, helped himself to a goal in 31. This is a Dockers team that's in sterling form at the minute.
It's an interesting one because you sort of feel like they're built to win now.
Yeah.
But they just can't.
No.
They just can't quite get there. I'm also going to Cats 1-39, but I actually thought Geelong did deserve to lose that game against Carlton on the weekend. I didn't think they were the better of the two
Carlton
teams.
just did a poo pants.
They just did what
They didn't
Carlton
play
do
well in
best.
the wet. They didn't play real well in the wet at all. When it started raining, it was just they were like,
Carlton did
What did
what...
he kill? 8 goals, 15 or something like that?
something stupid like
it was
that.
actually 5 goals, 14.
Oh, sorry.
I
Sorry.
believe so.
Sorry.
Not good.
Yeah, it's
Not
not
good. I think it might have been... that might have been the week before. Whatever.
Horrendous.
They were not good.
No.
They kicked themselves out of the game and, look, Geelong will be absolutely getting the chocolates in this one.
Look, I would have thought so. I'm interested in Danger. Danger has one great week, and then it's snap back to reality. Oh, there's Rabbit or something like that.
Something like
that fell apart harder.
It's not 2000s week, so it doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. This is true. Danger fell apart instantly. Hermit Guthrie, I thought, for 28 touches. Well, it was one of the quietest 28 touch games I've ever seen in my life. It was very interesting. You've got Higgins, you've got Smith, you've got Guthrie, who are all of a sudden, these are the blokes that are aged in their 30s that are carrying the team at the minute.
Certainly getting that way, yeah.
Selwood's in and out. I don't know. Like it's at Optus. It's a wide oval. It's a big oval. It's if these are good conditions, we could see a bit of a boil over. I'm tipping Geelong because the head's just saying. Look, Geelong have won 9 of the last 10 against Fremantle. But
And a premiership fancy should do that. They should do the job.
I would have thought so, but that last win that Freo did have over Geelong was in 2019, and it was at this ground, Desmond. So I don't know. I want to tip Freo. I can't tip Freo. I've got to go Geelong 1-39.
Catters.
But if Freo get up, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I won't be surprised at all when this gets up either. Let's talk bets. I'm talking. Now I've got some 20s, I've got some 25s, and that's the theme of this one, 20s and 25s. So I've got Tom Stewart. Guess what he's paying?
$1.22.
So close, $1.20 for 20 touches. Take that to the bank. Had about 25 on the weekend. Thank you very much. Tommy Stewart, Zach Toohey, both to have 20, and Brayshaw and Fife and Homeless Guthrie to have 25. And because I cannot stick to my own rules, I just had to throw in Sam Switkowski for an anytime goal as well.
Why not?
Yeah, wow.
Why not?
Wow. Is that Victorian
I
French?
had,
That's about $6 now.
I just chucked in little Grizzler Myers for an anytime as well, $1.40.
I'm off him. He let me down last week.
Yeah, he let you down last week, so he's due. He only takes a week off, mate. Just one.
Yeah. Brian does love a goal.
He does.
Grand Myers. Let's move on to Friday night.
Yep.
It is the Richmond Tigers versus the Brisbane Lions. Really intriguing game, this one. It's at the G, but I'm not sure that favours Richmond quite the same way that it used to. Dan, what do you reckon?
Richmond look like absolute shite.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
They look like absolute shite right now.
Is the dynasty over?
It's real hard to...
Yeah.
You have that feeling in your gut that at some point they're going to turn it around, but I don't think that they can. They just look completely shot at the moment. They're really, really struggling. For the first 3 quarters against the Pies, they were playing some okay footy, and I was sitting there thinking, well, this will be enough to beat Collingwood. And then they just switched off even further and got put to the sword. So I'm really off the Tigers right now, and they've been copping all sorts of flack in the media this week. Cochin's up for it, Dusty's up for it.
And they hate that too.
They do.
They can't handle that at all.
No, not happy.
There's a lot of adversity, and they haven't really faced any for the better part of 4 years. So it's going to be interesting to see how they respond.
What do you mean? When you say adversity, you mean on-field adversity?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say off-field.
Yeah, no kebab.
No,
Jeepers, there's kebab shops from here to Castlemaine that want to talk to us.
The on-field adversity. They've been the best team in the comp for 4 years. Now they're pushed up against it. How do they respond? The Lions, on the other hand, one of the better teams in the competition, but had the colours lowered.
Big wake-up call.
Against the Saints. And we always say that this is the loss that they needed.
Yeah.
Just to
The Paul Keating loss.
Yeah, just to wet the whistle a little bit more, but they did not need to lose Eric Hipwood.
Yeah, that was tough.
Or Marcus Adams, my man, who on this show I said would get 15 touches, and he did. But he's getting no touches this week because he's out for the next month. Stress fracture in the ankle. So it's a big hole in the back line, and he was doing so much setting up behind the ball, cutting inside, looking to set up other blokes through the middle of the ground. It was 15 touches, but they were 15 genuinely influential touches, and I think that's an understated hole in Brisbane's back line. Do I think that's enough for the Tigers to get the win here? No, sir, I do not. I do not. Cochin is battling as hard as a man ever has. They do not know where to put him on the field at the minute. They're putting him in the guts because they have to, and he's just flopping and flailing. He's like just like the bucket of skin in a bucket. Yeah, he's like a bucket of skin. You know what I mean? And organs. And 2 eyes looking out, being like, don't give me the ball, please, for the love of God.
He's a ditto.
He's a ditto.
2000s week was last week. We leave that one alone.
It's coming back.
We leave that one on. Who takes Hipwood's role? Who takes Hipwood's role? They are used to it because they've come. This is their first year with now 2 big. They've been
talking about Ballenden and Fullerton, but I don't really think either of them can fill the void. Obviously, and Hipwood remarkably durable throughout his career. I didn't really realise, but he played 110 of 113 games.
Correct.
Good, actually.
That's very good for a big man. Very good. So yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to fill that hole, but they will still be good enough to get the job done here.
I just think of the first loss of the year, as we mentioned last time I was on the pod against Sydney, and that was at home as well, and they lost by 50 points or whatever. The response of that is what I expect here. The response took them 3 rounds. So I think they were like 1-3 or something to start the year.
You're talking Richmond?
Yeah, no, I'm talking Brisbane.
You're on Brisbane? Okay.
When Brisbane lost to
but
Sydney.
They were battling, yeah.
They lost to Sydney at the Gabba, right? That big loss against Sydney was what they needed. Like, they needed that. And this is exactly the same thing. It's really just deja vu. They've already lived it. And I think they're going to fire up. They won't look like the killers they looked against Geelong, or even against Melbourne. They look great. They won't look that good, but I reckon they'll get over the line here against Richmond. They don't have to be at their best to beat Richmond. They just have to play okay footy. And this is losing how they lost, because they got beaten everywhere, and it was like, ouchie wawa.
Tigers at the G though, it's still a danger. Do you know what I mean? It's like a serial killer and he's 60. He's 65. Do you know what I mean? It's still a danger.
Something else to say. I think, who else have they lost to at the G this year? I'm going to look it up right now.
Collingwood.
Speaking of losses,
no, I'm talking about. Well, Collingwood beat them at the G.
Oh, so Richmond have lost it. Oh, they've lost a few games.
They've lost a few.
Heaps.
Yeah.
Giants almost.
Speaking of losses at the G, I wish I had a stat to hand, but I could swear that it's been a significant period of time since the Lions had a win at the G. I don't think they've won there in some years.
Well, I think they're
going to get that feeling.
I'm not going to speculate on
that.
St Kilda,
get that feeling.
St Kilda also beat them at the G.
Yep.
Geelong whooped them. Oh, and see, obviously, like Melbourne beat them this year, so they've it's not really a fortress for them anymore.
Not anymore. No. Interesting. Jack's 300th though, fellas. Big Jackie Rewalt. Narratives. We love narratives here at the show.
We do.
Do the Tigers get around the faithful servant of the club, Jack Rewalt?
Well, they will want to.
Yeah, he'll kick a goal, but they won't win, I reckon.
They want to get around him, but if you're not good, then how do you do it?
This is a good question. I just don't know where the youth's coming from at the minute. It seems like if Cochin's battling, if you're battling for your first choice players to get on the field because everyone's injured, every bloke and his dog is just injured. You're seeing blokes like Mansell and stuff getting a run, but where's Jack Ross? You know what I mean? Where's Patrick Naish? Is he out there?
Yeah, Naish was out there.
Well,
Jack Ross has been playing cross halfback. They've been trialling him in a new role. RCD played on the weekend, but just they're just nothing performances. But it's Richmond. It's Richmond. If it doesn't work for them this year, I think they'll be back next year.
Tinker, recalibrate. I'm tipping the Lions, though, for this one. I'm sorry. They've just looking too good. Even though they've got those holes there, I think this is the one they break the duck. They get the win at the G here. Talking bets, Dusty Martin anytime goal goes without saying. Shy Bolton anytime goal goes without saying. Stink Beans McCarthy anytime goal goes without saying. Dan McStay anytime goal goes with saying, because if Hipwood was playing, I probably wouldn't jump on McStay for a goal. But he stepped up. He stepped up last week in the absence. Kicked 1 goal too, but it was his around the ground work that got me looking up. And Jackie Rewalt, he'll have an anytime goal in his 300th, and that's his 5 legs paying $6.
Nice. I had Lockie Neal 30+. He was back to his best against St Kilda. Well, very close to it anyway. Maybe not his best. He's getting back there. And Zach Bailey for an anytime goal. Did you say that?
Nope.
Zach Bailey for an anytime goal.
I like Zach Bailey. Zach Bailey's been he's one of my favourite players this year.
Very good.
One of the unsung heroes of the Des in the Des world.
He was handy last year, but I would say probably across the competition he was just about most improved this year. I reckon he's a bit of a standout for me.
I still think it's going to be R.I.P. to Richmond, though, boys. R.I.P. to the Tigers. All right, let's have a look at the Saturday games. First cab off the rank is the what do they call it? The Bridge Bowl? Do they have a name for it? Is that what it's called?
Isn't it Battle of the Bridge?
The Battle of the Bridge.
Yeah.
There you go. I like Bridge Bowl better.
Bridge Bowl's cool.
Bridge Bowl. GWS Giants versus the Sydney Swans down at Mars Stadium in Ballarat.
I didn't know it was in Ballarat.
Yeah, did you see the Gold Coast GWS game on the weekend?
No.
It was just a nice vibe there.
It was a nice
It was just
ballot,
country footy. Did you watch it?
I did.
Country
I remember,
footy.
It was. The wind was horrifyingly
Appalling,
bad.
yeah.
When the Doggies beat Brisbane this year, did watch that game at Ballarat,
There
and
you
I
go.
reckon it's like
Isn't it?
you think of like Sovereign Hill in Ballarat, and it's like
Yeah.
that. You just think of
You
cans
saw
for someone's teeth.
blokes trying to honour leads and hit up leads, and
No.
it was dropping about 20 metres
The wind had
shore
big
or
planes.
20 metres out to the right hand side. It was bad, real bad.
But I like the vibe.
Fun footy though.
It is fun footy. It's fun to watch, except if you're GWS, who went down by a point against the Gold Coast Suns. And if they lost by a point, the Suns kicked 2 goals in 6 possessions to win that game.
It was impressive.
There's a fun little stat for you. And if that's what the Suns could do, albeit that Suns with a bit of heart and belief in the trousers, what is a Sydney Swans team fresh off the beating of the Bulldogs, who are looking great across every single line right now? What are they going to do to the Giants? I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to beat them.
Pants them.
Pants them big time. 1-39 Sydney Swans. I'm opening the floor up. What do we reckon?
Yep.
I can't
don't
disagree.
mate. I mean,
What are Giants going to do? Even Giants, when they're playing great, they're going to do nothing. Like, jump on, because you're going to say exactly what I want.
Well, basically, and all I was going to say was last week on the pod, I said what I wanted to see from Sydney to solidify some premiership credentials.
And you saw it?
Was beat the Dogs. They did that.
Boom.
This is a premiership contender, and GWS is not.
No, I agree on that.
And I think you can make arguments some weeks, like lower teams can beat up the higher teams. There's not many arguments here. Losing Lockie Whitfield is a big one as well.
Leo in?
Maybe, but I mean, he hasn't looked good for the better part of 2 years when he's been in the team anyway. So how much of a difference does it make?
He had 36 in the VFL.
Yeah, cool.
Not having a bar. Well, De Boer had 35 and 2 goals in the VFL.
Mate, Jake Riccardi had about 400 disposals and 25 million marks early on this year. Doesn't mean anything.
That's good for fantasy, then. That's good for fantasy.
It's good. It's good to do it at the lower levels,
Yeah.
but replicating it at the higher levels isn't always done.
Talk to Billy Frampton about that one. I think we're all of a similar mind. It's going to be Swans, and by how much?
Yep.
Unfortunately, I think it's going to be R.I.P., big blessings, bless up or bless down, whichever way you want to go, to GWS's season after this week, I feel. Let's talk bets. I went a bit silly. So the last one, I don't know if you were listening, but the last game, they were all goals. This one's all disposals. Okay? This one's all disposals. And I bet you could guess. No, I bet you could guess who I'm jumping on. For GWS and Sydney, I bet you could guess.
There's absolutely no guesswork involved. It's no work. So it'd be Tim Taranto 25 plus.
A ding. Thank
It'd
you.
be Josh Kelly 25 plus.
Thank you very much.
It'd be Callum Mills 25 plus.
Yep.
It would be Luke Parker
Looking
25
good.
plus.
Potentially Lloyd in there.
Potentially, Lloyd, and there you've got one more.
Definitely Jake Lloyd. No goals, just disposals.
Just disposals. You've got one more. You boys have killed it so far. This is amazing. I don't know what it says about me, but when it gets up, you'll be thanking me.
Tell me the number.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the
What
number.
about
25
What
touches.
team?
25.
I can't tell you that either because you'll get it. Because that will narrow it down.
Hopper?
Ding, there you go.
Yeah,
6 from 6.
look at that.
The big 6-pack. Dan and Des have cracked open the 6-pack whilst watching the Bridge Bowl, and they've nailed it.
The only one of that I won't particularly love is because of Lloyd. What we saw last weekend with that wind, if that happens again, Lloyd is going to have a nightmare. But, stranger things.
I'm thinking those GWS mids are just going to bomb it deep and long into the forward line, and that's when Lloyd just gets his seagull game on and just starts picking at chips.
The only one I'll add to that is Dick Hayward.
Yeah.
Again, still paying $1.30 for an anytime goal,
Yep.
and he just doubles up every week, at least 2 every single week. He's the Tom Stewart of goal kicking. He will score a goal, $1.30.
Vans, Deffer, and Hayward at $1.30 for that one.
He knows he made me laugh with that.
Well, when I'm looking at Dan, and all I can hear in the background is
And he knows too.
in the background. There's all I can.
There was real tension.
Well, look, as long as it makes you laugh, Des, that's all I'm here for.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, but that's not hard. You could just jangle your car keys in front of him and he's off on
Yeah,
one.
absolutely.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking, do we do the scramble now or do we want to roll out a new feature now? What do we reckon?
Now, let's get Des out of the way.
Get me out the way, I reckon.
Get him out of the way.
Get me out the way.
It's like ripping a Band-Aid off. We'll do the hard work.
It's like pulling out my stitches.
All right.
My wisdom teeth.
We do, if you're persisting with us, please do. Towards the end of the show, we will be debuting a few new segments that we're liking the look of. One that will probably be hanging around for the foreseeable future. One that is specific to this week's funeralistic theme. But Desi, scramble time, you're up, baby.
I've got 6 questions, and just for the listeners out there, I got my wisdom teeth out last week. I was not stung by bees. I lie to
Why are you
everyone
lying?
here.
Yeah,
I
you're
lie to
lying
everyone
now.
here.
You're lying now.
Yeah, but you took them out yourself with no anaesthetic.
Yeah. Pair of pliers.
With a fork and a knife.
I see him doing the Lamborghini tooth pull like they did on Jackass, just tight. But he doesn't have. So he'd be doing the Toyota Corolla tooth pull.
Well, I mean,
If we had 1,000 YouTube followers, I'd do that.
Famously pioneered the Tide Pod challenge as well.
Yeah.
to hark back to a prehistoric era.
The thing is, if we got 1,000 followers on YouTube, I would do the Ferrari pull. But
Sure, I'm sure it's worth a crack.
everyone needs to subscribe right now. If I want to see that.
I'll hold you to that.
Hold me to it. Hold me to it.
These two right here.
Not the front. Lucky Beaver. Can't do that one.
Let's scramble it.
I've been playing some Pokemon recently. I've been romming it. Been romming the Pokemon because I obviously couldn't do anything else. Oh, it's been a treat. It's been a treat. So here is some Pokemon related questions. Which Pokemon best represents Richmond in the last 4 games, Dan?
Magikarp.
That
Absolutely
is very
useless.
far. All right, say these guys,
Is that fair?
I'm not arguing it.
these 2 players round up their best Pokemon teams. Who would win in a battle? Harry Schoenberg or Oleg Markov?
Ooh.
Markov's got the speed, but Schonberg is like he's not a golem, he's a graveler. Do you know what I mean?
But you said if they rustle up their best teams of 6.
Their best 6.
So
Who's the smarter battler?
who'd be the more experienced trainer?
Markov. Easy.
And what's his signature
Easy.
Pokemon?
Dodrio.
Yeah, he would love a speedy one.
Yeah.
He
Respect
would.
that.
What would Schomburg be? Surely slow, bro. Or slow poke even.
Yeah, well, I said graveler. I'm tough on that.
All right.
I'm hot on that.
Yeah,
He'd be a nose pass.
Who is your go? This is just an off-topic question. Who is your go-to? Who's your signature Pokemon, Rich?
Swampert, the water starter. Yeah.
Signature Pokemon. Yeah. Anything fire, mate. I'm a big fire. Yeah. Fire starters mostly.
Guess what mine is, Rich?
Yours would be a muck, I reckon.
No, it's Miltank.
It's Miltank.
Miltank.
I knew that just looking at him.
It's called Fatty. All right. Dan, what starter Pokemon would Clark, being Alistair Clarkson, pick in the Johto region?
In the Johto region?
This is requiring some real specialist Pokemon knowledge. I'm sorry if you're not a fan, but bear with it.
If you're not sure, look it up.
Which starter Pokemon?
Yeah, which starter Pokemon?
Don't look at me. Cyndaquil.
Cyndaquil would be a Cyndaquil.
Spiny.
Yeah. He would like because they're a battler.
Angry.
They're a battler as well. Yeah.
Who from Freo remind you of any normal/flying bird type Pokemon?
Rory Lobb.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Like
Looks like
that.
a Fearow.
Yeah. Actual. Yeah.
I've just got a question for both of you as well. Is Cum a funny name for muck? Cum with a K? Because that is my muck's name.
This segment has devolved into absolute shit.
Yes.
I'm very sorry.
Yes.
All right, no. Here's a final question here, and you boys are both going to answer it, but you have to pick different premiership contenders. So you got to pick one premiership contender.
Go on then.
You got to tell me one player from that team who is Ditto, one player from that team who is Dragonite, and one player who is Charmander. I say Charmander being he can grow into a Charizard.
Dragonite they can be from any premiership contender.
Yeah, so you pick a premiership contender. I'll give you one. Melbourne, Western Bulldogs. Bang. There you go.
Me, Melbourne. Do you say?
One Ditto, one Dragonite, one Charmander.
A Bont's Dragonite, done.
Ditto would be Bailey Fridge because he looks most like him.
Actual.
Dragonite, we have to say Max Gorn, wouldn't you?
Is it? Okay, yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you.
Nah, sorry. Track. I'll go Track.
Petrarca's got to be Dragonite.
I'll Track. And Charmander.
Yeah.
Who's going to grow? Who's going to grow into something that's big Charizard-like?
Who's going to grow into Charizard?
Brilliant.
Yeah. They don't even got any young, real good players.
No, I don't.
No.
Oscar Baker's got red hair. There you go.
There you go. Punch that out. Look, I'm going to punch this one out because this is ridiculous now. Charmander, I'm saying Cody Waitman.
Yep.
Ditto, I'm going to say Bailey Dale because just the head looks like Ditto. And the Bont is Dragonite.
Perfect.
Bontonite.
Right. Let's move on.
Dragonite.
Let's move on. Let's put this past us. I like that. Oh, good. Good questions, some bad questions.
Look, one more than the other. Let's have a look at Saturday afternoon. It's at Metricon Stadium. It's the Gold Coast Suns versus the Western Bulldogs.
Well,
boys, here he is. He's on now.
Well,
he's on one now.
If I know anything,
do you
about Gold Coast? Yeah. They are very similar to my muck. They're just cum. That's it. Gold Coast cum. That's what I think of when I hear them because they are playing like just gooey.
You realise they won on the weekend and they won the week
before. They won 2 in a row.
Doesn't matter because they're going to come up against the doggies and they're going to look exactly like my muck's name. I give them a big.
Can I put an embargo on speaking to Desmond for the next 4 years?
Nah,
because
no lie. It's all fun and games, getting some sneaky wins here and there, coming up against the Doggies off of a loss. Doggies are going to mash them into mashed potatoes, mate.
That's an intelligent comment.
That's all my entire thing, basically. The Dogs are going to lay waste here.
I don't actually think Doggies look that good.
They're going to be pissed. They are going to be absolutely ropeable that they lost that game. The only thing I do like is that the Suns are showing some late season fight.
Yeah, good.
A hallmark of the Gold Coast Suns, as we've discussed,
is to give up
multiple times on the podcast. They win the first 3 or 4 games and then shut up shop for the rest of the year.
Correct.
It's good to see them winning some games late on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all my analysis.
Do you think that's just purely from Matt Rao? Not purely from Matt Rao, but do you think like he has been a big...
No, I think the big impetus has been Tony Cochrane and all the outside noise saying, well, should this team even have a license? They shouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
When your own CEO is out in the media saying, our team's a bag of shit, then that pretty much sends a rocket up.
And Matt Rao has been very ordinary.
Middling.
You know, I feel like they're just saying, get out there,
do
what you got to do, get back into the swing of things
blow
again.
The cobwebs out.
And then he'll go ham next year. I just think I don't know, they just look like they're playing like a team.
Yeah,
Took Miller has been a big. Obviously, you talk about him every week. But
Chonk Miller,
far out.
Greenwood out hurts. Big rip. Big R.I.P. Again, funeralistic themes.
Was it
here.
ACL? I can't actually.
MCL, a medial. So that's something. But that's like having to eat a spoonful of shit instead of an entire bowlful. Really, it still tastes bad, but it's just not as much. Fiorini looks interesting. If you're a Suns fan, get keen for the rebirth of Fiorini in the middle. Had 2 pretty good games in there. I expect that trend will continue because he's playing for a contract right now. The Dogs. Don't be surprised if Ugle-Hagan gets dropped this week. I wouldn't be surprised at all. 7 touches, 1 mark, no goals.
Weren't we so glad we waited for that?
His records are...
It's almost like...
Well, he's not going to request a trade now, is he?
It's almost like Bevo knew what he was doing, making him wait.
Yeah.
Because he literally delivered nothing.
Yeah. See Jamara. Do you see Jamara?
Quite clearly was not ready to be
Get
at
back
the
on
level.
TikTok with Mia. Sit there. Stay there.
Go Mia.
Steady on with that. I don't want to know.
Look, he'll be a great player. He will be.
She's not like
Favola, you clod.
Far out. Even better.
Absolute numpty.
I didn't want it to be like his 11-year-old sister.
He's going to be a great player, but
one day,
quite clearly, just not ready right now.
Correct answer. I want to see Shaqy get another run at it. The Shaq attack.
I would rather not. So Dogs 50 plus is what I've got.
Dogs 25 plus for mine.
I've got 25 plus.
That's very safe.
Now what I'm looking at here, I've got Lukosius and Bailey Dale for 20 plus touches. I've got the Bont and Brandon Ellis for 25 touches, and I've got McRae and Miller for 30 touches, and that's paying $12.
McRae actually went under 30 for the first time this year.
It's due.
And did you know statistically the Swans are the team he racks up the least disposals against?
That's very interesting.
For some reason they just clamp him.
He doesn't like it.
Don't know why that is. I only had Mitch Wallace anytime goal to add to that because I reckon he'll get a run this week.
Vote for Pedro. All right, let's move on. It is Saturday night at the MCG between the 2 greatest rivals in the natural world, the Hawks versus the Demons, or rather the Demons, whose home game it is, versus the Hawks, who are the contenders in this particular bout. Daniel, who's winning?
Clearly, we know the answer to this question.
No, go on then.
It's Melbourne.
No,
it's first 17th. That really tells you the full story of where this game's going to be going. It's a bit of a shame because Hawthorn actually looked all right post-bye and then they just went a million steps backwards on the weekend.
You know why? You know full well why. Because all of a sudden this giant announcement about what's happening with Clarkson. It's rattling him. Even Clarko said as much in the...
I mean, look, grow up is what I would say to that.
To the boys. Grow up, boys.
Grow up. CJ. Losing CJ as well, that's big for them. I didn't like to see that.
Funeral theme.
That is my least favourite moment of 2021.
Funeral theme.
It would only be topped if Mabior went down, I reckon.
I don't want to hear that jargon.
I actually like CJ more than Mabior.
Losing him is going to be bad because he gives them that run. And no one else provides that off their halfback.
They don't have.
The other thing I found interesting, quick trip to Kane's World, he gave Tom Mitchell a bit of a bake.
I heard that.
About getting cheap little slut touches and offering...
Stat patter Mitchell.
Offering nothing going forward, just wandering around, getting 39 touches. But what are you doing with them?
Stat patter.
And you want to know something? I agree.
To quote Conor McGregor, he's doing fucking nothing.
I actually agree.
He just doesn't have anyone around him.
He's stat pattern. No,
he doesn't. No, you're right. But when you're tracking back to the back pocket to, then take a mark and do another 20-metre chip kick, why are you doing that? What is that offering your team?
It's offering nothing, but it's interesting, Des. I have to come down with you on that one. That you are correct. No one's running with him.
It was when Westbrook had no one. Far out.
Yeah, but Westbrook literally dragged that team.
Oh, Westbrook
by the bootstraps.
At least he was damaging with his play, whereas Mitchell is not. He's had 39 touches. second gamer, bloody Lachlan Bramble had the second most touches for the Hawks with 27.
Yep.
39 down to 27. And after that, it was Shields on 22. That's horrendous. What a gap.
I'm not saying that the other Hawthorn players don't deserve a bit of a bait, because Warple, O'Meara, like those kind of guys, Tom Phillips, they should be standing up, but Titch probably could be being a little bit more effective as well.
Definitely could be. Yeah. There's not much to say here. Brown was great on the Demon side of things. Again, on this show last week, I said that's the game to bring in Ben Brown. They did. And that forward line looked
exactly
imposing.
What they needed.
Looked imposing. I don't think you can top him out. Tipple him out. Tipple top? What am I saying? You can't get rid of Brown after that game, I'll tell you that much.
I'm glad to see it. I like Ben Brown.
I like him.
I'm sad that he lost his confidence and he's having a bit of a slump. I hope he turns it around.
Yep.
Everyone's favourite vegetarian.
If he does, far out. If he turns it around...
That might be Max Gawn, to be honest with you.
No, not if you're Captain Morgan. He doesn't like him. Petrarca, though, impossible to contain, and that's going to be one of the big reasons that the Hawks cannot get this done. I'm tipping Melbourne 1-39 here. Anything else to say?
No, I agree. It's just nice to see Melbourne smash Port Adelaide. I'm not a massive fan of Port anyway, but it's nice to see them get a big, meaningful win.
I've got D's 40 plus.
D's 40
I've got
plus.
40 plus. 40 plus.
Interesting.
Whatever the line is, bet on the line.
I've gone a bit conservative. Hashtag liberal voter. Let's look at a little 6-leg multi there. I'm looking at, got to watch out for the track attack, as Marge Simpson once famously said. 25 plus touches for Christian Petrarca. Anytime goal for Christian Petrarca. Tom Mitchell to old stat padder to pad the stats within a nice little 30.
And that's where I won't care. If you pad the stats while I'm betting on
Go
you.
hard.
Harder.
I can't wait to see 30 touches and 20 handballs, baby.
You wouldn't get 50 again.
Rude.
I heard a rumour.
You what? Exactly. Mitchell 30. Kazichki anytime goal. I know he tweaked an ankle or something like that on the weekend, but he'll be back. He'll be right for that. Ed Langdon 20 plus on a wing. That'll be fine. And then Max Gawn 15 touches. He's averaging something like 16, 17. Hasn't dropped
17. I got nothing to add to that.
Hasn't dropped under 15. I think all year actually.
Love it.
Big Gawning. That's about $6. All right, let's move on. Sunday. No, sorry. Yes. No, wait. It is Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday, isn't it?
I'm actually looking forward to this game. This is at Marvel. It's the St Kilda Saints versus the Port Adelaide Power. Now, boys, before we jump into this one, heard an interview with Luke Dunstan, okay, in which he was interviewed after this recent win. And the questions were, Luke, what's happened in the last couple of weeks to see such a dramatic turnaround in form? What's happened? And he said, we sat down during the bye. We had the big break. We sat down. We threw out all of our KPIs. We threw out everything. All the requirements, threw them out. And we got told, just do two things to judge yourself on every single game, every single training session, every single game from now on. Number one, are you doing the team things? Are you working for your mates? Number two, have you beat your opponent? That's it. That's the mindset they went out there with. That's it throughout everything else.
Love it.
Beat your opponent, do the team things. Old school football.
I love that.
And what have they been doing? Winning. Winning. Old school football.
Well, what has Richmond been doing for years? None of them ever cared how many possessions they got or how many tackles they laid or whatever. It was always a cumulative effort. And St Kilda's looked really good the last few weeks. Really good. This is literally the exact same St Kilda we wanted to see in the preseason. Correct. When all three of us were on them. On them
top four.
On them big time. We were really riding them hard. And then they just fell into a pile of shit. Now they've got Zach Jones back, who gives them a run that they don't have. Brad Hill's even looked like a competent footballer, which is mind-boggling.
25 on the weekend.
Mind-boggling. Man. It is good. Jack Sinclair's playing great footy. Jack Steele's gone to another level, which we didn't even think possible. And Dunstan has come from the wilderness and been a superstar.
Even Tom Highmore in the back line playing what is like his fifth game or something like that. Bloke's racking in stats. It's great to see.
That is why I'm tipping St Kilda here.
I've got Saints as well.
I'm off Port at the moment. So big time.
Gentlemen, we have a consensual consensus.
They were very close to being the Des Dog of the Week, but I've got a surprise for you boys coming.
Oh, I don't know.
And by coming, I don't mean my muck.
I don't want to hear more of that.
Port, what's going on?
They just don't have any fire. When the chips are down,
look more shaky than the Ian Carey project.
Oh, Daddy, no!
I know it was early 2000, but
that is a reference, and I bloody love that.
Butters going down, big kick in the pants.
What did I say? Last week on this show, what did I say? Butters is coming back a week early.
Too.
Yeah. So I mean,
disappointing.
I'm off them at the moment. And to be fair, they've been battling with that sort of injury bug all year and whatever. But it just looks like it is wearing on that team badly.
And look, my mail says that Dersma won't be back this week. He's going to be out for another one. Boak didn't train today. Had an interview with Channel 7 News, said he pulled up quite sore on the weekend. So as you said, they're just copping knocks. They're copping a few knocks in the minute, and I dare say they'd be annoyed. Also, there's a lot of chat that Vossi is in the Vossi bot is in the
Love that.
the front seat for the gig at Collingwood. Been asked to interview.
Oh yeah,
Very
that'd be good.
interesting. No, but that's that instability that they don't need.
I like that. For
What did we
Collingwood,
just
though.
say about Hawthorn?
No.
We just said
Oh,
it.
I agree, but I'm not saying it's good for Port. I'm saying I like that in general.
Oh, yeah.
That's sick for Collingwood.
He deserves another go.
I would
does.
agree.
That AFL is terrible for not giving coaches a second chance.
It's been 9 years.
You get one go, and if you fail, well, too bad. Scrap heap. See you later.
It's been 9
He
years.
absolutely deserves another go at it.
Marshall and Laddams, that combination's not working. So that's look. It's interesting. They've got a disconnect in the forward line. Charlie seems to cop the lockdown defender each week, and he seems to battle manfully, but he just finishes like on par. Do you know what I mean? He's not Tom Hawkinsing a game apart right now, and that's problematic, especially when Marshall and Laddams are just taking turns smacking each other on the arse.
Marshall
That-
just makes stupid decisions.
He's
like,
still a young kid. Key forwards take a long
To
time.
me,
to come
that's
on,
one
but
of
you
the,
are right.
that is one of the issues, and I know you can't really do anything. But Dixon's immune to criticism. It's always everyone's not working. It's always Georgiades' fault or Marshall's fault or
I don't
Laddam's
get
fault. Why is it not Dixon's fault? Dixon's the guy.
Oh, but he had 12 touches. I don't care.
You look.
Get 6 goals.
We are Crows fans. Dyed in the wool.
You are?
I'm going to come out and say it. All right. I know I've never said that before.
Pride round was 3 weeks
I
ago.
know, but look what happened to the Crows when Tex Walker left that forward line. And we're going to get to that in a minute. But does the same thing happen to Port if Dixon leaves? I don't think so. He just doesn't stand up enough for an elder statesman.
Well, the Georgiades would fill into that slot, and then Marshall and Laddams would just keep playing Ringer Rosie. No, I'm sorry, Rosie. I get it. It's a pun.
That's why I laugh.
Oh damn. Interesting. I think if Port just continue to bomb it forward, just hit and hope, then the Saints backs will just pick that off. Brad Hill's going to get on his bike and go all day long. So if the Saints keep doing the things they've been doing over the last 2 weeks, I don't see why they don't win here again.
Yep.
So I'm tipping the Saints, as I
Saints?
said. Same as it is. Let's have a look at a little multi. I've got Carl Amon. Carl, peace and blessings.
Carl, 20 plus.
Amon for 20 touches.
Love that.
I've got Luke Don Dunstan. South Australian political historians will know who that is and was. Jack the Man of Steel for 25 touches. Did I say Don Dunstan for 25?
You did.
So it's Don and Jack Steele.
But do it again. Don Dunstan for 50. I'm backing him in.
It's Luke, short little shorts and long pink socks Dunstan for 25 touches. Travis, is this wood made of boat for 25 touches? What?
You just said he didn't train.
He'll play.
I said this. We did this last week.
Exactly, and you were right. And I'm backing you in a game. He didn't train. He'll play. You'll get 25. It's fine, because they'll be down by like 4 goals, and they'll look to a leader to pull him out of the mire, and he's going to be sore, and he's going to do it. Jimmy, I don't have a pun for his name. Webster, 15 disposals.
Jimmy Nicky Webster.
Oh, Jimmy Nicky Webster.
Jimmy Strawberry Kisses
Jimmy
Webster.
Strawberry Kisses Webster.
That's great.
That is delicious. And William Nancy Drew for 15 touches as well. Nancy Drew with a red head for 15 touches, and that's paying about $8.
Love that.
It's paying about $8, Jamie. Happy with that?
I'm excited. I'm excited for what's
It actually should be a good game. That one.
I'm genuinely looking forward to that.
and for what's to come in the next 10 seconds.
Well, interesting. So, look, new little segment. It's specific to today's funeral theme. We're here to pay respects to a lot of warriors that have gone down, and it's official, it's confirmed, that's it, no more. That's the year done. You're dead, you're buried, that's the end of it. Close the book, close the chapter altogether. So, I shall be reading from the obituary column in today's paper as to who has passed on. I'm going to go backwards and forwards. I'm going to ask each of you. I'm going to list who's died, and I want to know the cause of death, and then I want to know what they can do to resurrect themselves, if possible. Okay? Here we are. First one, England.
You're asking me?
Yes, R.I.P. to England. Dead and buried. Cause of death?
It's too soon, man.
I don't care.
For God's sake.
The coroner's waiting. Give him the report.
Death by pasta. Death by pasta and pizza. Too much, mate. Too much.
Des, what do they need to do to resurrect themselves next year?
Hurts so bad.
Get rid of either. There's 2 options. Just keep doing what they're doing because they've actually been playing fantastic.
I actually like that from you. Go on.
But I feel like Southgate, they need someone with a functioning brain. It's like I'm the manager. No, I wouldn't even make the stupid decisions for England that Southgate makes. He is below me in the IQ of football.
So either do the same thing or get a smarter bloke.
I don't want to turn this into the hooligan cast, but you are spot on. It's
like my FIFA 21 career, I've made better decisions than Southgate has.
For those playing at home, Gareth Southgate is the equivalent of Mark Neild.
Yes.
Jeepers.
No, he's not that bad.
Cop that.
Jesus, yeah.
He could be one day.
Speaking of rough, R.I.P. Conor McGregor. Cause of death?
Oh, Mystic Mac. Oh, well, he's on a pirate ship at the moment. Look at the wooden leg. Wooden leg, you see him? The wooden leg Mystic Mac. Nah, Connor is my boy. And
he's dead now.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's
brittle bone disease.
Brittle bone disease. It happens when you hit 85.
The old teep kick.
What does he do? Is resurrection possible? If so, how?
Well, of course it's possible because it's Conor McGregor, and he'll just talk his way into it. You can't keep a bad man down, and he'll come back.
I'm putting it out there. He was not as bad as people think.
All he's got to do is just talk a whole bunch of shit, which he always does, and people will take the bait.
And then Jake Paul will clean his clock for him.
Yep.
All right, Dan. R.I.P. to Carlton. Cause of death?
Oh.
What was the cause of death here on the Blue Baggers?
Just black hole vortex. Sucked deep, dark into it, mate.
What do they have to do to resurrect, Des? To desurrect, what do they have to do?
I don't know. I don't know if it's possible. I feel like they just need to stop signing big players and try and... but they have drafted they've drafted the best. Sam, there's nothing.
They've tried everything.
What about play defensive football and kick straight at goal? Possibly.
I reckon you nailed it.
Yeah. Well, they'll do that.
Get Teague out.
Okay, no,
get Rich in.
Yeah. They can do that and they'll still lose by 20 points to North Melbourne.
Imagine if you walked in there, just chucked that up on the board. Kick straight.
It's working for Brett Ratton right now.
It does work.
Thank you very much. Okay, cause of death for North Melbourne. North.
You just asked me cause of death.
Yeah.
Cause of death for North Melbourne.
Well, they won. They're not that dead.
The season is.
Yeah, but...
Are they making finals?
Nah.
Then they're dead and buried. Thanks for playing. Cause of death, what?
Shit football.
How do they resurrect it?
Yeah, and a hell of a lot of it. Oh, look, time. Literally. I don't want to
worst football I've ever seen in my life.
I don't want to sound cliche, but it is time.
Time is a healer. Time is a healer. All right, GWS, cause of death, Daniel?
Terrible coaching.
Jeepers! So therefore, the big he's laid it up for you here. You got to grab this. You got to take it. You got to drive this to the hoop. What's the cure?
Leon Cameron is the equivalent. I should call my muck Leon Cameron. Because all he is at the moment is just full of cum.
Stop with the Pokemon references. God damn. Desmond, Gold Coast Suns. They are dead and buried for season 2021. R.I.P. What was the cause of death there?
Well, I think Matt Rowell derailed them a little bit, but they just pooed their pants.
Derailed them a little bit?
That's true.
But they just pooed their pants in big moments. That's as simple as that. Yeah. Just big. We say firm pant. Well, there was a mud in pant.
Limp in pant.
Yeah.
Mud in pant.
Mud in pant.
Honestly, just big moments.
That doesn't even mean anything.
No, it's good though, isn't it?
It's good. I actually like it.
Oh, shit the bed. Adelaide Crows. Crows.
Just quickly to resurrect Gold Coast.
Oh, you got.
Can they be resurrected? Yeah. Nothing that a good hard off season spent in the pub can't fix.
I agree on that. Builds team culture.
Big footy trip. Big footy trip.
Now speaking of Adelaide Crom, dead and buried. What was the cause of death there?
Pre-season camp, 2014, still rearing its head. No, it wasn't even 2014. It was 2017, 2018, whatever.
Something like that.
I don't care anymore.
No, well, you shouldn't care.
It all spiraled from that point.
How do they resurrect it? You got the Guernsey. What's the solution?
What's the solution? I think we need to shift that. They need to sit down and look and go, are these guys going to play for the Crows in 2022, 2023? Well, they're probably going to play in 2023, 2024, when we hopefully make finals, or are like sniffing for finals. Sniffing for finals. You know what I mean? Like,
if they're sniffing 13th in 2 years' time, I'll be impressed thoroughly. But
they need to look. They need to look and shift the shit out and try and bring in something good. If they might not even be good, but it's going to be better than McHenry and Chase Jones.
Get mud out of pant.
He's name dropping.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Name dropping. He's angry.
Is it a valid point?
This is rowdy now.
It is their fault though, directly.
That is what we call satire. If you've been listening, enjoyable. Last one, West Coast. Cause of death. Cause of death, boys.
Well, I didn't realise it was a cause of death, but you can.
Oh, they're done. No.
No. I didn't realise this was a particular cause of death, but you can die from having too limp a dick. Now we can move on to the Roos and Dons.
Let's start again. North Melbourne Kangaroos versus the Essendon Bombers at Marvel Stadium. Saturday afternoon. Jacob Desmond.
I think the Bombers have got a bit of value here. I looked at a sports bet and back me up here, but I think it was like $1.30, $1.40. That's a nice multi. I know you don't like head-to-heads, but you're head-to-head better.
But sure, North Melbourne could be riding a wave of momentum, mate. They would be feeling crash hot right now.
North were $5 to win last week.
I know, it was awesome. It was awesome. But my thing is like...
And who tipped him?
I know.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, these two
right
guys
here.
and this guy... Yeah,
I spiritually did.
He helped.
I spiritually, they would have been the Des Dog of the week. Yeah. Just because I hate West Coast.
He tipped him 40 points, if I remember rightly.
Yep, and he was almost right.
But I've got the Bombers here. The Bombers are playing too good a footy. Bombers are playing too good a footy, and this is I think it's going to be a bit of a statement win. North Melbourne put it on the line last night. They were fantastic, and I think it's going to they're going to be a bit shell shocked coming back to reality against the Bombers.
I think it's that famous old saying. They played their grand final last night. They absolutely gave it everything they had in the tank to get the win over in Perth, and it was great to see. Honestly, it was good to see. I was watching AFL 360 before you blokes rocked up to the cemetery here today,
to the shack,
and it was a much more happy atmosphere in the cemetery than it was watching that TV program.
Sure,
but they were actually giving props to Jack Zeeble.
Yeah, where? No.
Finally, someone has noticed that he's been playing hard, and Robbo was there. He just tries so hard, Jared. He's been doing that all year.
16. He's been doing that his entire career.
16 straight rounds of
he's been doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Bang on.
12
That is shin bone right there. He is gutting it out all year in a terrible team, and they're finally just starting to take notice.
He loves a trend, Robbo.
Oh, he does.
He loves a trend, Robbo.
He does. But yeah, it was good to see. I was really happy for the Roos. Happy for David Noble. Anytime they can get wins on the board, it's good to see. Yeah. Dons will absolutely get the job done here.
They'll Rick roll him here big time. I'm looking forward to seeing Hind and Ridley v Stevenson and Hall. That about Slevo, as they call him.
Wait, what about him?
What about him?
Yeah, humongous game.
Where'd that come from, eh? Unbelievable.
My word.
He's been stealing all of Adam Simpson's Viagra's very clearly.
Oh, Stevenson has no trouble getting it up, mate.
Very, very clearly.
He is up. He's always up.
And nothing ever brings him down. It's like Van Halen. Look, I think North caught West Coast on the way down, whereas this Essendon team now is where North will be in like 12 to 24 months, somewhere in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're on that same sort of trajectory, and like North is here moving that way, and Essendon's here also moving that way. And I just think that's the reason why Essendon's going to win this one, 1-39.
Look, Crows were disgraceful, abominable.
Yes.
But it doesn't really matter, because if you can hold a team to their lowest ever score, that's impressive. No matter what else you say about the game, that is impressive.
Whoever works hardest for longest here will win, and I think Essendon's more likely to do that. They're very similar teams. That
8th spot, even 7th spot, is up for grabs here. Mm-hmm. And Bombers know that.
It's hot property, mate.
It is hot property.
Bombers know that, and I think they've had some honourable losses. Like
fans don't want it.
They've been playing.
Fans don't want that. They want wins, baby.
They're going to love it when they make finals, I reckon.
Would you guys be happy if the Bombers made finals?
I wouldn't be mad.
Because it seems to me there's probably going to be 2 spots up for grabs. 7th and 8th is looking tenuous. I'd love it. I'd love it if the Saints made it.
Yep.
I think their best footy is good enough to cause at least one upset.
Yep.
And probably the Dons.
Yep, wouldn't hate that.
Freo's in there at the moment. I don't think they would. I reckon they'd be the kind of team that would rock up to the first week of finals and get pulverised.
They're a year too early.
Well, that's it. Currently, it's Fremantle West on 8 wins, 7 or 8 wins. Fremantle, West Coast, St Kilda, Giants, Dons, Richmond.
Do not want to see West Coast. Do not want to see Richmond. Do not want to see GWS.
Agreed. And I think you're right. I think Freo just a year too early there. Let's talk multis. I've got my man Harrison Jones, anytime goal scorer. Mm-hmm. I've got Smelly Snelling, your man, for an anytime goal as well. That alone was paying like $2 a game this week. I don't know what's going on, but
value, mate.
Homer Simpkin for North. He'll have 25. Don't worry about that. Nick Hind, 20. Easy.
Old B.
Mark that down.
He had a massive game with Heppel out. Just 8.
That's
8
awesome.
all day. It was good. It was really good.
After that game was sad to watch, being a Crow supporter, but seeing him lift was...
And he's got pace.
It was secretly nice to see.
He's quick on the toe.
Best jets in the game.
Actually does.
He's fast.
And Zachy Merritt 30 plus. I think that's quite nicely done here against North, and that's all paying about $7.50.
I had Hall 25 plus.
Yeah, sure.
Because I reckon he'll do that again. That's paying $1.62 at the moment, which is very good value for mine. And also, did you say Cunners?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Cunners. Have you seen him on that hair loss ad?
Yeah. He's gone backwards since
It
then.
doesn't suit. Doesn't.
No, but he's balder now than what he is in the ad.
I just don't,
Have you noticed this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you noticed
Is it
this?
just like spraying hair? Like what is
No,
it?
they-
hair transplant.
Yeah, they take like little hair follicles from other areas on your body and they put it in your, like on your scalp.
I never pictured Ben Cunnington doing adverts.
You should just go bald and grow a beard.
He looks sick, bald man.
He does.
He looks sick.
Hard.
Get to it, cunners. All right, Sunday afternoon, Collingwood Magpies versus the Carlton Blues. Absolute dead rubber game. It's pride game.
Yeah.
Go back 3 weeks. It's a pride game. That's what I'm saying. But Magpies with the form, I think, out of the two.
100%.
Although I say that, look, Carlton could have won that game against Geelong. They just kicked themselves out of it, realistically. They had significantly more scoring shots. But look, you either win or you lose, fundamentally. It doesn't matter how many scoring shots you have. You either win the game or you lose the game. Collingwood came hard at the Saints in the last quarter, turned around, gave Richmond a tune-up. I don't know, maybe the new coach smell is lifting some of the pungent air out of the Holden Centre. Maybe it is. I don't know.
It just seems to be those fourth quarters. That fourth quarter against the Saints was incredible.
It was.
Then they didn't do anything for 3 quarters against Richmond, rocked up in the fourth and turned it on. I don't know. Weird.
You know, I'm tipping Collingwood here. This is a coin flip game, but interestingly, I heard a little interview with Teague in the week, and they were talking about, it was the whole Clarkson thing, and is Clarkson going to get a call from the boys, from the baggers? You lost to Geelong. How'd that feel? Oh, what's the chat there? And he was saying stuff like, look, we're disappointed, but look, it's not going to affect us how we're looking and preparing for next year. He let slip the 2 words you should never let slip at this time of year. Next year. Shouldn't have said it, and he did. And I think he even knew that. And he was like, no, we've got things that we need to work on in the back end of this year.
What should they be preparing for, Des?
Finals.
Thank you. Exactly right. And you shouldn't be talking about
Well,
next
they're only
year.
2 games out. They're not going to make it, but they shouldn't be 2 games out.
Up here.
You know full well that over the last 6 weeks, there's going to be some changes in that top 8. And one of those teams are currently on 24 points, like Carlton. If you string some wins together, you could make it in.
Why not?
They don't actually have horrible percentage.
And any of those teams should be asking, why not us?
Exactly right. Of course.
Not why not us for next year.
91% isn't actually horrible. That's not a horrible percentage. You string a couple of wins together, that goes to 100. You're on.
The second I heard Teague start mentioning about next year, it was only little, but the second I heard that, I was like, right, if that's coming from their head coach, that's the mood then. No, we'll cook this year, boys. See you next year.
Yeah.
See you next year. So I've got to go the Pies on this. Boys?
I'm going Blues, but it's...
Coin flip.
Right now, that could very well change by the weekend. Like you said about the form, teams this low down the table, you throw the form out the window. It doesn't really matter.
There's a bit of that.
Just whoever rocks up on the day and doesn't kick like absolute shite.
There's a bit of that.
I'm only going to go the Pies purely just from form.
Yep.
Just from form. And they won earlier on in the year, I believe. Did they not? Yeah, they did.
Something like that.
Pies rolled them.
Yep.
So
I did...
that's it. There's my 2 points.
Like it.
Sounds pointless to say. Sam Walsh was amazing.
It was.
Absolutely incredible
He is
game.
amazing.
And he does it every single week. But you see that running goal, Banana? He's just so
Elite
elite.
talent.
He's just so elite. And Carlton are going to waste him.
Oh, God, yeah.
And
He'll be the next Cripps.
And he's going to hurt me so badly.
He'll be the
he
next
absolutely
Cripps.
should win a Brownlow. If he keeps building on this,
It hurts me.
And he'll be the next Cripps. 2 busted shoulders, taped up, 19 touches, age 26.
Yeah, legitimately, again, call me stupid. It gives me Gary Ablett Jr. vibes. Like that age, to be able to do that kind of stuff, kick a couple of goals every week, just madness.
Smooth, real smooth. Now, what I'm looking at here for bets-wise, if you are interested in having a flirter, as they say in France. No? I'll talk to Des then. So, Des, what I'm looking at is John Noble. Now, I'm on him most weeks, and there's a very good reason. He is morphing into the next Tom Stewart. Every single week, 15 touches is always paying about $1.20 to $1.25, somewhere in there. And he hits it week in, week out. I love it. So keep going, little Johnny.
Old Nobes.
Little Nobby Noble for 15, easy done. Chris Mayne, 20 plus. That'll be fine. Thank you very much. Nick Newman, that one's a risky one. The Nick Newman one, I feel. Do you know what I mean?
Not risky at all.
Especially in this game.
Not risky
He had
at all.
21 on the weekend.
Yeah, and they're playing.
He's come up. Yeah. I wonder if he's trending back down. I guess we'll see.
Geelong give up the least disposals to defenders. Collingwood give up the most. So he should do it again.
Theoretically.
I like it.
$1.57, good money.
That's why I saw it, exactly right. And Jordan De Goey, Taylor Adams, 25 touches apiece. And your man, Josh Thomas, have stolen this one right out from under you. Anytime goal for Josh Thomas is still paying about $2. Put all of that together, and that's paying about $11.
Had 2 on the weekend, paying $2.40.
Unbelievable it was.
Not bad.
Nice.
Not bad. And did you say Walsh? I had him for 30 plus.
No.
No one's going to stop him.
Yep.
No one's going to stop him. Mm-hmm. So 30 plus again.
All right, Walshy.
And no one's going to stop us churning through this last game and then going home because it is the Adelaide Crows versus the West Coast Eagles at Adelaide Oval. Two of arguably the worst sides in the league right now, certainly when it comes to form. How's that for rounding out your Sunday afternoon? That is junk. Desmond, what's happening?
There's dog of the week, baby. Crows are going to do it. Because you know what? West Coast went and lost to North Melbourne at home.
What I'm most surprised about here is that West Coast is not the underdog.
yeah.
Like West Coast...
I don't think have the Crows lost by 90 this year?
No, they haven't.
Eagles have done it twice.
Have Crows lost to North Melbourne this year? At home?
No.
Have they lost to North Melbourne at home? The furthest possible location for North Melbourne, this young North Melbourne side to go, is Perth. I was going to say Subiaco, but I'm not living in the 2000s again. Is Perth. They went there, and they were literally like $1.12 favourites, and they shut the bed. Mud in pant. And they're going to do mud and pant this week too, because they don't like... They say, oh yeah, they don't like travelling. Like people talk about Richmond, they don't like travelling. Talk about all these Victorian teams. West Coast clearly do not like travelling. Why would they want to come to Adelaide and win? That's the question they're going to ask them. Why would we want to win this game? They're just ticking over.
Adelaide concede on average 92 points a game.
Awesome, we're going to kick 93.
Imagine. Their average losing margin is 32. Their average winning margin is 14. There you go.
I just don't see West Coast coming and doing any... I honestly see this as being a bit of a stalemate.
No,
this
I agree.
is like in chess, you know, when you play chess and...
but Desmond Van Bus is about to use a chess reference. This is good.
All the pieces are eliminated and you've just got two kings. This is it.
Nah, I don't think so.
Two pawns,
yeah,
more like.
Two pawns.
That's it.
Well, I see the reference. I get the reference.
Like it's just draw. It's just stalemate.
Yeah, and not only that, no one's actually attacking for the win either. It's just like
circling around each other. Yeah, legit.
Moving this way, a lot of this. I mean, you basically said it all. Crows were absolutely pitiful. Eagles are absolutely pitiful. Adam Simpson said after the game, yeah, well, look, we changed a few things up prior to the North Melbourne game, and we're going to stick with that.
Yeah, it worked, didn't it?
Have you lost your goddamn mind? You just lost to one of the worst teams in AFL
He must
history.
have a big payout. Like, how many years left has he got in his contract? And they got to pay him out?
Or he's just bored and just wants to leave.
He's mailing it in. Just done. I've had enough of being
He must be. Or he must just be, like, very similar IQ, if not lower to me.
No one is that low. Him and Southgate. Look, I'm going to tip the Eagles. They're just, you think on paper, they're just a better team. If Tex doesn't come back in, I don't see how the Crows even kick a winning score. I actually just genuinely don't think they can.
I've nothing more to add to that on that front. Just some general
Phil
notes.
thoughts having a blinder.
Maybe.
Philly.
Nah, McGovern will sit on.
Philly.
Did you see Yo and McGovern getting stuck into
each other? Yeah, I did.
Not happy.
That's bad culture.
They hate each other at the moment.
And I love
you know
to see that.
You know what that team needs? 300 to 400 kilos worth of drugs.
No, they
Get
need,
it back to the old days. Get it back to the old days.
They need what's the dog whisperer's name? Caesar Milano. They need Caesar Milano to talk to him about
the old meth
feelings and shit.
The old meth coke e-girls.
Thank you. Meth coke e-girls. That's what we need. Get Benny Cousins down there with his wheelbarrow.
All I have is e-girls.
Nothing more to add. The Crows kids were terrible on the weekend as well.
Frampton was just junk.
Everyone was.
I've got
he looked better in the back line though.
I don't like calling kids out because they're young, they're learning. But McHenry, Sam Berry is not a forward's asshole. No. You've got to stop playing him in the forward line. It's just not working. Luke Pedler looks completely out of his depth.
Yep.
Lockie Scholl, disgraceful. And Will Hamill, just terrible.
They all need a rest, don't they?
I know there's no one really to bring in, but at this point in the season, bring up guys like Newchurch and a couple of the other blokes down in the twos. Why not?
What about Kieran Strawn?
What is Fisher Mackesy doing?
Great question. He signed on for 2 years and he's gone on holiday.
It was a joke, Rich. The Kieran Strawn joke.
No, bring him on. I'm with you. No, put him in the forward line.
Still don't.
Do anything.
Not that desperate.
Do anything.
Have you got any bets? Because I'm sick of talking about it.
Yeah, I've got some Eddie bets. Anything else? No, I've got nothing else to say. West Coast just look tired, uninspired, no support for the tools, midfield class, no, not there, dripping. This is a team that seems to be unsure as to why it's playing football versus a team that's got no talent whatsoever, but works hard. So, I don't know.
I'm glad that we work hard, even though we've got no talent. It's like Miami Heat, but like the Miami Heat's like infant brother.
Yeah. It's like an ugly stripper.
Yeah.
It's a shame that she's ugly, but goddamn, she's putting in. Yeah. She's putting in big gear.
Old Desiree Dynamite.
Desiree Dynamite.
I like that a lot.
I'm a big fan of that. Eagles are going to win, and it's going to be 65 to 42. There you go.
And have a national viewing audience of 8.
65.
Yeah.
minus 42.
Yeah. Terrible.
Look, Schonberg, 15 touches. He seems to get that, and I don't know how, but good luck to him. Dom Sheed, 25 plus. Shannon Hearn, 20 touches. Rory Laird will get 30 because he's good for that. And Josh J. Kennedy to kick 2 goals at some stage of the game. All that together is paying $7.
I had Rory Laird 30 plus because he just keeps doing it every single week, and I've been ignoring it.
Didn't I say Laird?
Did you say Laird?
I said Laird.
Oh, I've been ignoring it, but I've got to start putting him in. Doing it too easy. And Brody Smith, 20 plus, paying $1.57. He's hit 20 in 4 of his last 5.
I don't mind that.
$1.57, that's good scratch.
I don't mind that at all. That brings us to the end of this round of football.
It does.
Fantastic stuff. Do we have anything else to add to it,
We
Dan?
do.
Do we have another feature possibly?
We do, because I've got a new segment, all right? Now, it's not football related, because I wanted to end on something a little bit different than football, all right?
Go on, then.
Now,
This is
are
exciting.
both of you familiar with Reddit?
Yes.
Yes.
For the viewers at home, you should be. If not, go and check it out.
What's Reddit?
Quite funny. So Reddit is a service, basically.
Sorry, I've got a girlfriend and a good sex life. Tell me what Reddit is, Dan. I'm not familiar.
I wish I could say the same.
No!
Nah, I do. I've got a lovely wife and she's beautiful. But Reddit, right? Online forum. You can basically post anything you want. There's lots of different threads, all sorts of nonsense. And they have things on there called AMAs or Ask Me Anythings. All right? So I'm going to bring it to here and it's going to be called Sensible Dan's AMA. The AMA stands for Answer Me Assholes. Because I want you two to answer the following questions. Now, I've started a bit easy this week, so we'll just ease into it, and the questions will get more rough as the weeks go on.
Here we are.
All right, I'm plunging the deep, dark depths of the internet. Not for what you're thinking, but for questions.
Made me excited.
Here we are.
All right, I'm gonna.
Is this like a slightly more intellectual scramble?
Yes, very much more. Sorry, an intellectual scramble. There's only 4 questions. All right, and you can take a little bit of time to think about it.
Is this individual or are we answering as a team?
I want answers from both of you.
Okay.
I want answers from both. I'll start real easy one. Which current celebrity would you switch lives with for 1 week? You only get 1 week. Who would you do? Who would you switch with? Can be anyone.
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown?
Yeah.
Why?
He is.
And don't say that he's got a large dong.
Big juvenile from you, Desmond.
Well.
Well.
I knew that's where it was going.
Well.
Nah, if I could sing like Chris Brown and have the talent of Chris Brown, I feel like I could bring it back to my own body.
You'd be doing all right.
I love Chris Brown.
See, you've been quite kindly there. You've been quite nice. I'm going to go the other way. So I get to be a week. A week?
Be awesome.
And then I switch back. No consequences for me.
Wait, female? Or could it be a female?
Anyone.
Oh, I take it back.
Anyone.
You've had yours.
Can I go time traveler? Go back.
No, that's not the question.
No.
Current celebrity, can you switch for a week? Who would you go with? Male, female? Doesn't matter.
Zendaya.
Why?
So I can see her naked.
You're just a juvenile.
You are, yeah, you are.
You're a bag of shit. You really are, brother. Okay, now look, you've been too kind about these things / childish. I'm gonna go the other way. I'm thinking it's a toss up between either like Mick Malloy or Limo. Can't decide between, or maybe Dave Hughes, one of those blokes.
Okay.
Because what I shall do at that point is build a website and get it out there. I'll build this massive website. There'll be photos, 3D art,
I knew this
images,
was going to be ridiculous.
Images everywhere. There'll be Google search engine optimization happening, Google AdWords. The marketing spend will be ridiculous. I'm going to funnel all my marketing funds, all of my money from telling terrible jokes into building this website, right? And it's going to be
pictures of your tiny penis.
Who do I dislike the most? Let's go Malloy. There you go. It'll be the Mick Malloy Man Boy Love Association website. Okay, I will pump money into it and then like encourage like forums, people to come in and chat, swap and share. And
pedophiles, you mean?
I didn't say that word. I'm not saying that word. And then at the end of the 7 days, I can just zip out back into my body and then watch Channel 9 6 o'clock news as Mick's getting arrested, and not on radio ever again.
That absolutely did not go where I thought it was.
Zendaya and Chris Brown are
comfortably
pretty
better.
No, wrong.
Zendaya is sick.
My answer is for the people of Australia.
Deary me.
No.
All right. Second one. Which fictional character, again, any, anime, cartoon, movies, whatever, fictional character would you love to beat the shit out of?
To beat the shit out of.
You go first, Rich. I got to think.
Oh.
I'm going to start you off, all right? Because
go on.
There's one, growing up, I used to hate him. Did you ever watch the Disney Channel program Recess?
Yes.
Randall.
Yeah.
I've never in my life wanted to beat someone up.
That's a nice one. Do you remember, I'm going to go back even further. Do you remember Fireman Sam?
Yes.
Do you remember Norman?
I do.
The orange-haired kid. It looks exactly like you right now. It looks exact. Do you remember Norman?
Yes.
From Fireman Sam?
I do remember Norman.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And he's just this little Welsh shitbag and his mother was like, Norman! Where where have you gone? And it's just constantly an episode of that. And the little prick would always be down, getting caught in an icy pond or some shit, or get stuck up a tree. Whole fire brigade's got to come out and help this little ranger twat just to get him extricated from whatever nonsense he's got himself into that week. Hated that kid.
And obviously there's no consequences. You just get the beat shit out of him.
Oh, no.
I'll run him over in Fireman Sam's fire truck. Done.
Now. Pearl from SpongeBob Krusty Krab's fat whale bitch. Oh, the fat whale bitch daughter. I fucking hate that bitch.
Language, fella. Jeepers.
This has gone so far downhill. I was thinking this was going to be...
Why do you hate Pearl? What's she done wrong?
She's so annoying. She used to come in and bounce and stuff, and I just used to hate it. And I love whales too.
He's a simple man.
Well, I suppose that you could also then say you beaten the shit out of a whale, and who's ever done that before? Not many, if any.
The Japanese.
To quote Scribe.
Continue.
All right. So one of the following three is coming to kill you.
Go on.
All right. So we've got Brian Mills from Taken.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Oh, yeah.
Liam Neeson's character.
Yeah.
Agent 47, also known as Hitman.
I'm aware.
All right. Or John Wick. Now you have a week to prepare. All right.
Neeson.
Because they're coming. They're coming hard.
Yeah. All three or just one?
Just one.
Okay. Neeson.
No. You didn't let me finish. Who do you have your best chance of survival against?
Neeson. Done.
Why?
Hitman is like freak. He can like shoot.
Do anything.
He can like
That was my bottom of the barrel option. There's no way you're not beating Hitman.
And John Wick's like.
I don't care who you are. You're not beating Hitman.
John Wick is literally like. He's dressed up like John Wick at the moment.
Not
because it's funeral pod.
Okay. But why could you?
It's
take
the
down,
R.I.Podcast.
Why could you take down Liam Neeson?
Because Liam Neeson's human.
Older.
That was what I was thinking.
The other two.
I'm glad that we're all on the same page with this. That was what I thought when I read this as well. I thought Liam Neeson is just an old man. I don't care if he's good with guns and stuff. All it takes is one slip in those movies, broken hip, done.
Yeah. Or just for someone to shoot accurately.
He's Irish. He likes that.
Someone to shoot accurately.
Make friends with him. Make peace. Offer him a Guinness. I'll put the gun down for 1 second. I'll give you this Guinness.
He's not Irish. He's Canadian, isn't he?
Nah, or Scottish or whatever.
He's not. I'm looking this up.
Yeah, look it up.
Do you have another question?
I do because
he's got the brogue.
I'm telling you, he's Canadian.
This is not a bad one.
He might be Canadian,
but I had to finish off with a would you rather.
He's Irish, British, and American citizenship. What is going on?
You're an idiot. All right, so I had to finish with a would you rather. It's not a dirty one this week. Easy one.
I like this.
Easy one. All right. Now you have the power to teleport, but every time you do, and you can be anywhere. Right, literally anywhere. Yeah. But anytime you do, you age 6 months immediately.
Okay.
Right? Or you can have the power of telepathy. Now, do you know what that is?
Yes.
What is it?
So whatever you're thinking now, I can bang.
Mind reader. That's so Raven style.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But every time you use it, you become uglier.
Yeah.
Oh.
What would you rather?
It's
a tough one.
Can I turn the telepathy on?
I know
is
with
telepathy my choice?
Your vanity will be ticking over. You're thinking, if I'm getting uglier every time, I'm not going to be able to deal with it.
Define uglier. How ugly are we talking? Like noticeably?
You get a little dot there.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously. You get uglier.
Like noticeably
but can I switch it off? Or at all times I'm thinking, Richie's thinking...
End stage 4 ugliness, you end up looking like Carrot Top.
Jeepers. No, I'd go the telepathy and the ugliness.
Yeah, so would I.
Because I would use that to, I'd use my mind reading ability to make money from nefarious means and criminality, and then just get plastic surgery. Done. Have you seen what have you seen what Khloe Kardashian looked like prior to plastic surgery?
Yes, I have.
She looked like a shaved Yeti. Horrendous looking. Look at her now. Amazing. Have you seen Princess Jasmine?
Yeah, I have watched Aladdin before. Yeah.
My favourite Disney princess.
Jafar from Aladdin looked like Kim did before plastic surgery. Done. So I'm using my telepathy. I'm getting uglier. I'm getting uglier.
I'd do it anyway, even if I was very
I knew
ugly.
asking you these questions, I would get a coherent response. Yes, absolutely.
I hate Mick Malloy. Go on.
Same?
Telepathy, yeah. If I could switch it on and off, I think it'd frustrate me. I think I'd want to age 6 months every time I use it. If I could know what you're thinking at all times. I go in the back of the funeral parlour and I can think what pallbearers.
And I know 100% I would just turn into a slug and just be teleporting from the couch to the fridge to get food. That's 6 months of my life gone just so I can get a slice of cheese out of the fridge.
If you just go out with the blind girl, you're laughing. Done. Yeah. She won't know the difference.
It wouldn't matter.
See?
And not only that, we all know money makes everyone prettier.
Significantly. Talk to Wayne Rooney about it. Boys, that was a thumping great podcast right there. The R.I.Podcast. The R.I.Podcast. Oh, that's what I should have called it. There you go.
Done.
Funeral theme done. Round 18 in the books. Like and subscribe. Thanks for playing. We love you. Get in touch with us on the socials. Armchair Advisors. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. all that. We will see you next week for round 19. Take it easy, punters. Gamble responsibly.
And if you want to hear these idiots answer any of those questions, send them in.
Yeah, actually.
Send them in.
I'll
Because
answer anything.
I'm positive there'd be some bright sparks out there who would have some very, very intelligent questions that they wouldn't mind answered on this program. So please send them in. DMs are always open.
Also, like us if you hate Pearl.
Or Mick Malloy.
Yeah, actual.
See you next week. Take it easy.
All right.